Well, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Kingsdale Golf Club for Day 3 coverage of the inaugural DUKSHINEPC Championship, the fifth event of the 2025 KLPGA Tour season. Timothy Lowe here, welcoming you along to what should be an interesting afternoon of golf from some of the best in South Korea. Here's a former Rookie of the Year, Kim Min-byul, who's putting together a nice championship so far, although as I say that, the wheels just starting to come off a little bit there at the 7th for Min-byul. Missed the cut last week at the Nexen St. 9 Masters, but one of only a dozen players under par at this stage of the championship. Kingsdale has proved most challenging this week. Im Jin-young having a great round of golf today, couple under. She's in a share of second place, trying to hunt down Kim Min-sun 7. It's going to be a lengthy comebacker for par. Im Jin-young was already made it to the back 9. 63 players successfully made the cut yesterday that fell at 5 over par. Just gives you an idea of how tough this course has been playing throughout the course of the week just far as Choi Ka-bin surrenders a shot. That was a par putt at 7, so she will go tumbling back to 1 under. Held the outright lead for a couple of holes in the opening round Thursday, did Ka-bin, before a few late bogeys. Now Min-byul comebacker at 7 after racing that par putt well past. Oh no, a 3-putt double. Seen so many big numbers, so many mistakes being made, and that just illustrates how challenging this golf course has been playing this week. Lots of undulation. As you work your way around this mountainside, trouble lurks off the edge of fairways. And you've got these enormous greens, a big talking point this week at Kingsdale. A lot of slope in them as well, so you have to not only hit the greens but find the right sections, or you could be made to work very hard for pars, although Im Jin-young's done a fine job there. Nice recovery to remain 3 under. Park Ji-young, no stranger to grinding out on tough golf courses. She's a former major champion at arguably one of the hardest tests on the KLPGA Tour, the KB Financial Group Star Championship, contested at Blackstone in Incheon. That's a good little 5-footer for par. Keep Park Ji-young in red figures. Now, coming up the hill, Chung Yoon-ji, closest pursuer to Kim Min-sun 7 at the moment. Good tee shot for Chung. She's often very good with iron in hand. That one just through the back, but no real problems. It's been a slow start to the season for Chung Yoon-ji, yet to record a top 15 finish. Same though, cannot be said for Bang Shin-sil. Finished 2 weeks ago at the Yim Financial Group Championship. Birdie blitz to end the Nexen St. 9 Masters last week, emerging triumphant on what was a very congested Sunday afternoon atop the leaderboard. 7 different players holding a solo lead or a share of the lead at one point in the final round. Here she is in the mix again. Beautifully done. It'll worm its way down off that slope a little. This is the lady you will have to try and catch, Kim Min-sun 7, low round of the week, posted yesterday by her. 5 under par 67, that gave her a 3-shot cushion coming into the weekend. She has maintained that, a couple of early birdies. Did that a lot yesterday, sticking approach shots. Nice shot from Kim Min-sun 7. To 13th and Jiyoung. I've seen a lot of very close calls for hole-in-ones this week. Kingsdale. Kim Jung-min nipping out at 8 on day 1. Hyejun hitting the flagstick here yesterday. Lee Dong-eun racking up in on the 15th on day 2. Catch the right side of the ridge. It's just going to stay up there. Not bad at all for Jin Young. To the 9th. Hwang Jung-mi. KLPGA Tour title on her resume. It was a playoff victory over Kim Soo-ji at Sunning Point at the KGE Daily Ladies Open a few years ago. That's a good little bounce back birdie. Turns in even par for the championship. Eighth. 7-9 here. Massage chair on the line as a hole-in-one prize and this downhill par 3. Leaks that a little right. It's gonna work back towards the middle of the green. That's gonna work its way all the way down to about 15 feet, getting better and better for Park Ji-young. Wasn't enamored with it off the club face, but actually pretty pleased now. Now Jung Min-ji, a difficult pitch here. Green to work with on a slight upslope as well, and pitching into the slope. Wonderfully managed, but that's just rolled into that sort of length where we have seen her struggle in the past. Flag like it was on Thursday's opening round, cut in that middle saddle of the green. By far the most accessible location we've seen on this hole today. Min Byul bogeyed this hole on Thursday, and it's going to be a tester for short game skills. Front apron. This would send a message. Shin-sil. Say she's would be considered one of the favorites going into the weekend. Just to get within 3. And with a shorter birdie putt to come. Putting with such great confidence over the last week and a bit. Bang Shin-sil's second birdie of the day. Back 9 and Lee Dong-eun at the 13th for a birdie of her own. 4 under par, could get a little crowded if this one drops. Just that one down the hill and it's tracking. The hole just wasn't enough to tumble in. Great effort though. Sun 7 respond to Shin-sil's birdie. Pretty much identical line to Bang's putt. So should we know what this one does? Oh, that one just drifts a little wide. Bill. Does she want to fly it to the opposite side of that ridge? Just try and take that slope out of it, or does she have to bump into it? And for the low road, and it's carrying a bit of speed, but overall, there's not much else she could have done from that spot. ENG for par. New style of putter in play this year for Jung Yun-ji. Gone to a bit more of a mallet head style. It seems to be working well. Up and down. Keeps her in a share of second. So Yi up ahead at 9, having a good week. Closest she came to winning on tour was a playoff loss to Nada Som. The UK Savings Bank Open a few years ago in Incheon. Chance to move into red figures for the week here at the 9th. That's more like it. We'll see a couple more putts hold this third round as the players slowly get dialed in with these undulating surfaces at Kingsdale. The wrong level of this green. That back tier for Choi Ka-bin. Just got to coax this one over that ridge. And the slope will take it down to the cup. Fantastic speed control there from Choi. The old birdie putt now. She would have seen as Choi Ka-bin's putt made its way down the hole. It just sort of stopped breaking the last couple of feet. This putt does move to her right, but should stay pretty straight just at the end. Start that one far enough left early, so Min Byul double on 7, bogey on 8, quickly falling out of touch with the championship lead. Lead held by that lady at the right hand side of your screen, Kim Min Sun 7th. And that's the danger lady. Of the weekend, Bang Shin Sil, fresh off her 3rd KLPGA Tour title, and of course looking to round into some form for the first major of the season next week at Lakewood. The KLPGA Championship gets underway on Thursday. Park Ji-young, good tee shot, can't convert. Much left in this, but go through the full routine. Gotta treat every shot exactly the same, whether it's the first hole Thursday or the final putt Sunday afternoon. Every stroke just counts as one shot. Easier said than done, of course. Green is clear. Shinsil with the on, and you can clearly see the three segments of this 8-3 from that beautiful overhead shot. Distance control, absolutely critical. Just giving herself a good birdie look here at this par 3. So you get it wrong, and well, they all showed us what happens on the side of that saddle. Faced with a bit of a testy one for a par. Of course, just for good measure, throw in the fact that this is an elevated tee box, so picking the right club, not a straightforward task. That's left. How far left? Took a big old bounce, needs to settle down there. Okay. So anything left of that path is penalty area. Let's see what Bangchin-Sil can manufacture after that wayward tee shot. Lean on the strength of her game. She wants to make a run this weekend. Get over the rise. There you go. It's in the correct segment of the green, and being left to that pin is going to give her a slightly more attackable putt. She'll be putting uphill. Of course, Kim Min Sun 7 has a 1 on the KLPGA Tour before, but that victory doesn't count because she was an amateur back in 2022 when she won the Wii Mix Championship. Has had a couple of runner-ups since. In 2023 to year 1 at the Doosan Weave Championship, and last year at the MBN Ladies Open. So, Min. Left as well. Pitches in the upslope, and will stick there. Between the two, I don't know. I have to prefer Bangchin-Sil's. Less aggressive slope to deal with, but those players are going to have their work cut out for them. And this short but deadly. Oh. To the 14th, the hole that comes downhill, very elevated tee. Second shot in for Im Jin Young. He's got a lob wedge in from 65 meters. Day 3 well underway here at Kingsdale, with the top of the leaderboard as it was at the beginning of the day. Kim Min Sun 7, 3 clear of Jung Yun Ji, with Im Jin Young, Ji Han Sol and Bangchin-Sil making the big moves on moving day. much of this slope does Kim Min Sun 7 have to use here? It almost looks like she's looking left out towards the far slope, so maybe trying to use that as a bit of a backboard. Who knows? Just trying to pitch it all the way to the hole with some spin. Get a little help off the bank there. But for the first time today, need a little bit of pressure. Now up to the hot lady on the golf course, Im Jin Young. Remember, low round of the week, a 67 from Kim Min Sun 7 yesterday. This to take it 6 deep for the afternoon, and it just slides by. So just on the ankle, I think this is a slightly easier shot because there's no slope that works directly away from which you can sort of swirl this around on the ridge. It'll start to move right, but that's just carrying a bit too much speed. Tricky par putts upcoming, both Kim and Bang. Golden opportunity to pick up a bunch of ground. She's the only one safely on the green and in the correct section at that. Sizing up a birdie opportunity. So a potential 2-shot swing here at the top of the leaderboard. This putt will move from her left. Hard enough, like it had the right line. So, similar length putt to the one she holed on the previous green. Unfortunately, not a similar result. It's going to be her first drop shot of the afternoon for last week's winner. Sun 7. Escape this hole with no damage done if she can find a way to pour in this par putt. Downhill, just drifting to the right as it loses speed. She too pays the price for that errant tee shot. Just takes a step back towards closest pursuers. Jump up ahead to the 9th, and Kim Min Byul out of position, but looks like she's got a clear backswing from that left rough on the par 5. It's her third. All over it. So, really long putt facing So Ji-eun here, but it is for an eagle at the 11th. I mean, how small is that section that the hole's cut today on that par 5? It's just a little plateau. So has done a wonderful job navigating the humps and hollows. Great pace on that. Should move back to 1 over par momentarily. Back to the 9th, and Park Ji-young's third. You can use the backboard just past the pin like Kim Min-byul did. You get a little spin on this as well coming from the fairway. 2 very good shots there in Kim and Park. Third player in this group, Choi Ka-bin, well up near the green, and the angle's pretty good as well. Just in that left rough. Don't think she needs to use that backstop. Can play a bit more of a releasing shot. Drop this about 8-9 yards short and have it chase on. To use the backboard, and pretty good result. So 3 very good birdie looks upcoming at 9 for the penultimate group. Sure if ENG's got the firepower to reach into, but we've seen it's a hole on the 9th. Very accessible. Put 2 good swings in it, leave yourself a nice angle. So she can definitely reach into, but just got to put a good swing on this. Send it up the left-hand side. He's driven the ball remarkably well. First 5 starts of the year. That's deep up the middle of the fairway at the par 5. Trying to recover some ground. Birdie look here, just outside left edge. Not sure if that was a push, but it certainly moved right early on Park Ji-young. Capitalize after that wonderful pitch. Kim Min-sun 7. We've seen she's certainly not lacking in the distance category. She's been keeping up with Shinsil this week. Start this a little further left if you're Choi Ka-bin, having just watched Park Ji-young. Still not enough. angle down green as well. Let's see if anything. This probably looks like it overhead to the right. Despite 3 good shots, all 3 players missing low. That 9th green. They got long odds on the 3 players picking up birdies here after those approaches. Such is the game of golf. No certainties until you're plucking that ball out of the bottom of the cup. She can't get there, so this will just be a layup. Again, you can see her setting up down the left-hand side of the fairway. That gives you the optimal angle to access this right hole location. It's 7. A bit further up the fairway, but the MO should remain the same. Low, looked like it came out of the heel a little bit, so it's cutting. Just finish up in that right hand rough, so not the best of layups. Kim Min Sun and now Bang Shin Sil. How far does she have left left in for this second? It's inside 230. She's got a shot. I mean, hit a spectacular one yesterday, setting up a closing eagle. That's towering, but that's up towards the left side of the green. Going to miss left, stays out of the creek. It's okay. It's a pretty decent leave there for Bang Shin Sil. Opens up the angle of that green the further left you go. The final group will trudge their way up this hill to the 9th green, and we'll go out to the start of the back 9. Eagle opportunity for Jung Mi at 11. Oh, wonderful. So she'll get her tally for this championship into red figures. Seeking a second career victory. So Kim Min Sun 7 back to where she began the day at 6 under par. Jung Yun Ji with some very solid golf has closed that gap to 2. Definitely prefer Jung Yun Ji's angle. You can see the difference there. Yun Ji left side of the fairway. Kim Min Sun 7 in that right rough. We've seen players use the little slope past the pin to funnel the ball back. Much easier to do it if you're Jung Yun Ji. That same slope turns to a bit of a side slope for Kim Min Sun 7 on the angle she's coming in from. And the fact that she's going to be coming out of that dried out right rough. Not much of it, but just going to get a couple of blades of grass caught between club face and ball. That'll take some spin off. So you really have to. It takes a lot of experience to be able to read lies in the rough, just to guess how they're going to come out. How that's going to affect the flight. Release of the ball.
Nice one!
Spin on that. Very good shot from Kim in Sun 7. Cheyun 2 gathered by that striking yellow golf ball. Third shot I should say, to the 11th. I think her second's going to be played from 65 yards away, and she keeps it on that little shelf. Excellent control there from Lee. Yunji options are plenty for how she'd like to play this. Ooh, throws it too deep. Is that going to come back? Here it comes. Here it comes. Further back in the green than I thought. It'll work out okay. Sill. Doesn't look too bad. At least 2/3 of the way there. Use that backboard. She chooses. Mistake here is just to get too cute. Leave this one short. That hard enough. That came out like a rocket. Back, here you come. Got to gather a bit of speed, keep coming, don't you quit. Ooh, that one's going to be slippery. To 10, and first look of the day at Thailand's Jaravi Bunchant, couple over for her round this afternoon, but can get one of them back with this quick downhiller. Looks good. Is good. Got a card through Q School at the beginning of the year. Started her day horribly with a double at the first, but that'll open the birdie account for Bunchant, graduate of Duke University. And Sun 7, who leads the way by 2 over Im Jin Yong and Jung Yunji. Bangshin Sil with a birdie opportunity to come at the par 5 9th. Just 11 players under par so far on day 3 at Kingsdale. Shinsil. The line wasn't quite as decent as we thought it was. This very quick downhill putt for birdie. Just a little left. Easy ball. Easy. 6 footer left for par. He's being well past green 9-2 on this 480 meter uphill par 5. Out to the start of the back 9 with Park Ji-young. To say the breeze a lot calmer than it was over the first couple of days. Maybe yielding some better scores today, but Ji-young doesn't like that. He's in a little left. There's a fairway bunker there, but gets a nice soft bounce. Stays in play. Third, Kim Min-sun 7. Good chance to bounce back with a birdie here on the 9th. Beautifully done. Nicely holed there. Kim Min-sun 7 turns in 1 under par, 35 for the moment. Back up to 3. Then beyond got driver. It's got a bit of shaft lean. Slightly ahead of the ball. It's a little loft off that 9-degree driver, but can't give this a good spank out there. Just generates so much speed. You've got big hitters on tour. And the old Shinsil and also his player of the year, Yoon Ina. Huge arcs at the top of the backswing. Generates so much lag and the X factor, as they used to call it. Yoon Ji close the gap to 2 again. Solid putt. Good putts go in. That's just the nature of golf still. Rock solid par, and that'll be an efficient front 9. Matching Min-sun 7 with a 35 of her own. Chaeyoon 2 trying to get her tally into red figures. Good shot into 11 to leave it in this little shelf, but can't convert. Still a bit of meat left on this bone. Conviction. Only bogey on her front 9. Where she began the day at 2 under. Birdie opportunity for Park Hyun-kyung at 11. Started around a 69 yesterday. So we're going a little trickier Saturday. And that'll help. Lovely 4 there for the 7-time tour winner. Now Park at the 10th. Pretty gentle start to the back 9, you have to say. Front hole location here. Everything collects in towards that front portion of the green. But again, hand off the club early. Just something doesn't quite feel right in the golf swing of Park Ji-young. Seems to be fighting something out there. Ji-young 2. Second shot on 11. This one going a little left. Nothing wrong with that. Just showing the green for her 3rd. And Kim Min-yo for times that we can see left foot much lower than the right. So really flatten out the ball flight. It's that to grab. Take that slope. Oh, that's unlucky. That is unlucky. Really thought that one was going to start to mosey back down towards the pin, so she's left herself a pretty quick putt. Lead restored to 3 shots for the overnight leader.
카메라 버튼 미리 좀 눌러주세요.
Sun 7 makes her way up to the 10th tee. Best advertisement for pace of play. This group teed off 2 hours and 53 minutes ago, so it's taken them now 3 hours to complete the front 9, and the conditions are slightly easier than they were yesterday.
실례하겠습니다. 손 쉴 때 카메라 찍지 말아주세요.
Now, Park Ji-young, healthy amount of left to right in this putt. Middle portion of the green. Looks like it's going to miss low. Very low, in fact. Been a very patient golfer, really lets anything get under her skin. She'll just plod away. Love that tempo. Slow back, sets the club beautifully, and then lets everything unwind. This lightning fast birdie look down on the green. Unfortunately, 4 over par for her round, just moving in the wrong direction this 3rd round. So he's hit 3 wood on this hole in the past, and yep, sticking with that game plan. Doesn't need the driver with her length off the tee. Just gives herself a little bit more room. If she had hit driver, that left bunker would have definitely been in play with a miss like that. So he has matured very nicely as a player since her rookie season 2 years ago. Final group this third round underway. Back nine. Down at green, back to Young with this 4-footer for par. Okay, just sneaks it in the right edge. Punjab, short of the green in 2 at 11. That birdie at 10. This delightful bit of touch there from Jaravi. Her boyfriend, Sadam Kalkanjana, is going to be making his way over to the land of the morning calm next week when the Asian Tour gets back underway at the Maekyung Open at Namso. I'll be up there for that event. Really looking forward to return of golf's spring major in South Korea. Choi Ka-bin gave that one the early peak. She's got a longer putt coming back for bogey. Goodness me, absent concentration there from Choi. By no stretch of the imagination, a gimme. Okay, much better now. Almost identical shots that Kim Min-sun 7 and Bang Shin-sil have coming into 10. Shin-sil's ball looks to be just lying a little bit lower down in the grass, so it's going to come out with a little less spin. It's like a knuckleball. Just setting up pretty much bang on it, maybe just moving it a bit closer, steepening out that angle and trying to drive this one up into the air. Lack of spin coming to hurt her there. It just releases onto that middle shelf. The wise thing to do is just to try to land this one on the front edge. Got a little bit left of this pin. It kicks along great. Minimize the risk of this ball finishing up on that upper level where Shin-sil's is, and if it comes up short, it's not a difficult up and down, but you've got to look left. Min-sun looks like she's only got eyes for the pin. This is an aggressive play. Got gap wedge. That's the play there. Land it in the fringe. Took a soft bounce, but no matter. Easier putt than what faces Shin-sil. G last to play after that very nice tee shot. She'll have all the spin she wants coming out of the fairway cut. Ball slightly below her feet, but that's going to help her a bit more spin on this one. Just hit a little cutter. And there's that grab. Lovely control there from Jung Yun Ji. Now Bunchak. Chance to begin her back nine in fantastic fashion. How do you look here for the tie? Yes, centre cut. Nicely done by Jaravi. Jin Young on the penultimate hole. Just picked up a birdie to get 6 under for the day, up to 4 under for the championship. She's got 6 iron. That's going to stay on. Maybe a little unlucky just rolling into that first cut of rough. So there's a bit of shuffling going on that first page of the leaderboard, but Kim Min Sun 7 still holding strong at the top. 3 clear of Jung Yun Ji, and Im Jin Young, who's got a brilliant round of golf, working 6 under through 16 holes. I'm going to be delicate with this putt, looking downhill and away from her at the 10th. Nicely judged after the 3-putt at the 9th. There's a couple of sprinklers in her way if she was thinking about the flat stick. Right, not bad. Not brilliant, but not bad. This one tracking on a nice line, just needed a bit more speed. From your leader. Definitely can reach into Kim Min Byul, even though this is playing uphill. Looked like a bit of a loose swing, but she'll get away with it. ENG just giving that one a little too much borrow. Pars for the final group to start their back nines, go up to 11, and Park Ji-young's third should be playing it from that left rough, but the line looks pretty good. The angle is excellent, and the question is, can she control the distance and spin to try to keep it on that little tiny shelf where the hole's cut today. It's only about 8 yards across and 7 yards deep. No, that grabbed a little quicker than she thought, but it somehow stays up on the precipice. I'd get running if I were you, Ji-young. Don't want to dilly-dally and have that ball work its way back down. She starts to run as we jump across to Im Jin-young. Trying to keep it at 4 under. And up and down. R5 18 to come. Chance that she's done enough to get the final group tomorrow. This 11th hole well this week, what he did already. So she's going into a slight headwind. Just got to control the trajectory of that driver. Just into the right rough, okay. I think she'll have to play this hole the conventional way as a 3-shotter. Bill's third. It's not a very good one. He came off low on the face for sure. Sheds a tee shot away here. Very gettable in 2. Another beautiful spring day here in the land of morning calm. Moving day action continues here at the inaugural DUKSHINEPC Championship on the KLPGA Tour, with Kim Min-sun 7 leading by 1. Thinning that one through the green. The struggles of Kim Min-bill continue on Saturday. This now her 4th to the par 5.
Stop.
Played that just about as good as she could have. So 4-footer remaining for par. Considering going for this green in 2. Not quite sure what the number is coming into this green. The angle's not brilliant for it. I want to leave it left, but with this club in hand, I'll just turn it over a little too much. We're going to be those trees on the left. Stew on that. To the green, and Choi Kar-bin has had all sorts of problems here. This is now her 5th shot. Just off the edge of the cart path at the par 5. Very good. Excellent shot. What touch and creativity from Choi Kar-bin.
올라가겠습니다. 바뀌었어?
Definitely waiting for the green to clear here. Too aggressive in my opinion, but let's see how that pans out. Back to Park Ji-young for her birdie. And that 3rd shot just about staying on the top. Really threatened. Good speed will leave her the tap in to stay 1 under. closing hole, 224 meters without the upslope. Definitely getting close to the front edge of the green. Playing excellent today, taking advantage of slightly calmer conditions. Opportunities to post a stiff clubhouse target. She bids to get into that final group come Sunday afternoon. That's where everyone wants to be. Oh, that was a shove. Kim Min-byul's day going from bad to worse. Goodness gracious. Still hasn't made a birdie. She's about to go 5 over par through 11 holes. It's been a long wait for that final group after 11 fairway with Min-byul and Cabin's struggles here at 11. So these ladies now slightly out of position to the group ahead of them. So that bogeys to start the back nine for Choi Cabin. Sun 7. There's that time to perhaps rethink this decision, but she's committed to it. Second thoughts perhaps, just a gust of wind is coming up. And a good aggressive swing at it. Seems to like it. Oh yes. Well, if that doesn't tell you about the levels of confidence Kim Min-sun 7 is enjoying right now, I don't know what will. That wasn't an easy shot. I don't think it was the right play, but she's pulled it off. She has an eagle putt coming up on this par 5. Look at that. That's a very skinny target if you're coming out of the fairway. More so from the right rough. Jung Yun-ji is going to have a go at the green as well. Holding on to that club face, trying to keep it from turning over. It's just going to finish short left of the green. Absolutely fine there. Now, what kind of club does Bang Shin-sil have into the green? Longest of the 3 tee shots. This could just be an iron for Shin-sil. She is so far down there. It is. That's got to be a 5 iron, maybe a 4 iron at most. Crisp strike. Turning a little. That is no problem. Just ease up, ball, ease up. Yeah, great leave there for Bang Shin-sil. Pretty much pin high in 2 with an iron at a par 5. Told you this kid can move it. Case in point right there. So Ji-young quickly ahead to the 12th. Leaves the not so prevalent through the first couple of days, starting to pick up again for these players. That gets stuck in the middle between the two fairways. A little uncomfortable. Third shot to the 18th for with the lowest round of the day working, Im Jin Young. Just scuttle that one through the fringe. Just about releases on, we'll have that. Second low round of the week at 65. Back up on 12T. Struggling Kim in Bjol. Pleased with that. Stay out in the rough. Those days at the office, unfortunately. Minbyol. Quite going her way. That penultimate group's been a little sluggish, if we're being honest. There's a piece of play and just general momentum. Only Ji Young left in red figures. Cup in. Smooth swing there, just try and chip it down the fairway, keep it in play. It was too smooth a swing perhaps. I've never seen anyone in that bunker this week. I don't think it's in there. Just on the outside edge. View down to that 11th green. The final 3-ball up. Jungyun Ji. Pretty handy spot here. She's just going to decide, does she want to carry it onto that little plateau or does she want to chase it up? If we absolutely have to think the former option's the easier one. It's going to be a bit of an upshooter this line. Too much steam on that to get that to come back off the slope. So perhaps a little clumsy there from Yoon Ji. Expect this one more than 6 feet away for Bang Shin Sil. Oh, that is poor. That is very poor. So much room past that flag. A little cute with it, trying to skirt it along the ridge when she didn't need to. Just because you're on the edge of a green on a par 5 in 2 doesn't guarantee you a birdie. I think clearly still got to execute the shots. There's an opportunity to walk off with a 4 though, Shin Sil. Now up to the 18th and Im Jin Young to put the shine on what's been a fabulous Saturday round of golf at Kingsdale. And this is a birdie putt for 7 under for the day, 5 under for the championship. 65. lucky. Still, nothing away from Im Jin Young. Tough setup Kingsdale has been. 66. Nothing to shake your head at. Brilliant stuff. Going to the final round, 4 under par. How far back is that going to be at the end of play today? Eagle opportunity for Kim Min Sun 7. It's up that hill all the way, and then in the last 10 feet, and switch downhill and start to gather pace. So, what about speed control this putt? Move it within 5-6 feet from here. Pretty chuffed about that. That's carrying a lot of speed. A lot of speed. And she is getting all the breaks, isn't she? And that doesn't hit the flagstick. That's going 8-10 feet past. And she's got almost a kick in for a 4. Close enough as it is. When you get your good breaks, just say thank you very much. I'll take them. Sun 7. Birdie's another par 5. Moves it to 8 under par. Comfortable hanging line now for Park Ji-young at the 12th. That's going to be another comfortable one. Not sure what kind of stance she's going to have from the edge of that bunker. Looks like she's going to be putting this one. Everything works downhill towards the hole from here. Couldn't be too aggressive with that. So pops off with a par, but loses ground against the championship leader. Minbyul at 12, flatter line than Park Ji-young's. Took a big first bounce and it would just go scuttling through the back of the green. So, easiest birdie putt there, little bridge to negotiate. He's a touch tentative from there. This would be pretty straightforward for Shinsil's part. It is. Inside 7 with some excellent golf is just giving herself some separation to the rest of the chasing pack. Now Park Ji-young just about has a stance here. On the edge of that bunker, tosses that one up high into the air. Manufactures a beautiful little pitch shot. Work still not done. There's about 8 feet left for a par. somewhere behind that pole is Kim Min-byo. Second shot landed in a good spot, but by virtue of coming out of the rough, able to get that to stop. Took a big first bounce, just worked through the back of the green. That pitch digs its heels in a little quick. And Kim Min-byo, who has struggled from that range this Saturday, is going to have another knee-knocking par putt. And into the freshening breeze, we find our championship leader by 4 now, Kim Min-sun 7. Fortuitous kick off that little rough island in the middle of this hole. This is down to a lower fairway, a flatter fairway. ENG again, just staying patient, hanging tough out there. So it's a kick, but doesn't quite go all the way into the fairway. Shin-sil. She's got driver. Definitely take it down the right with this club. She's looking left like she's double crossed it. Okay, didn't mean to go up that left fairway, but it'll end up working. Choi Bin down on the green. It's a par putt like Min-byo. She's found the going tough today. Going is going to get even tougher. 3 bogeys in a row since she made the turn. Trying to keep herself in red figures, giving herself a decent chance to save par after that fabulous pitch, but it's one of those uncomfortable sliders from left to right. Got it. Oh. Gutsy 4 there. Keeps Park Ji-young at 1 under. Now to the 15th BMW 5 Series up for grabs for a hole-in-one. Former Singapore Women's Open champion Kim Jae-hee to the tee. That tournament at Tanmere Country Club on her 21st birthday as well. Unfortunately, found the big hole there, the sand trap short of the green. Disgusted with that effort. Come on, Minbyul. That's for par. It's remarkable. You go back to that quote that Rory McIlroy shared after winning the Masters. When you're playing good, you can't imagine playing bad. And when you're having a bad day like this, you can't see yourself ever playing good. It's a ridiculous game, golf, isn't it? Bobby Jones used to say it's played on that 5-inch course between your ears. So much of it is mental. So go back up the fairway. Shin-Sil, poor tee shot, but hasn't had to pay the penalty for it. Ends up in a half-decent spot on the upper level. You can see her two playing partners down on the lower fairway, so a little longer in for Shin-Sil's approach. And a bit more elevation to calculate as well. Flag on the left-hand side, you just don't want to miss it. Short left of this green. Plays halfway between the pin and the TV tower, try and hit some kind of flighted draw. Everything topographically is working against her. And below her feet, off a slight downslope. Tries to cover this one nicely. Make sure she releases the right side through the ball to get it turning over from right to left. She handled that one out to dry. Little right, which is on the green, but we've seen before, that is no guaranteed two-putt. Be from some 60 feet away, maybe even more for Bao Shin-Sil. As well for Johnny G, but she's also coming out of the rough. So to access this pin, everything feeds away from it. Shin-Sil just playing out towards the heart of the green. Inside 7. How brave, how aggressive dare she be? She's the last to play with that 4-shot. With maybe a club, maybe even 2 clubs more. So all 3 players on the green at 11, but all with very lengthy birdie putts upcoming. To the 13th, Park Ji-young. 6-iron for most ladies this week. This 150-meter par 3 with the pin in the back as it is today. She's got 5-iron and again spins out of the follow through. Totally miss. Also concerned there. Just a couple left. Just that one right. Could be a quick trip to the range after this for Park Ji-young. Day 3 of the DUKSHINEPC Championship, and your overnight leader has built on that lead. Extends it to 4 with a birdie on the 11th. Kim Min-sun 7 still out on top. want a birdie putt for Bang Shin Sil. If you gave her 4 right now, I think she'd bite your hand off for it. Over the slope from outside of 60 feet. Flattens out when he gets to the hole. Speed looks pretty good here for Bang. Speed is excellent for Bang Shin Sil. What touch there? Chance to go into the final day under par. You can't get it to the hole, Hansel. There's much to be desired. 3-time tour winner. Won since the Dasu Masters 2 years ago. Chi Hansel coming off an awful season in 2024. Chi just needs to be committed to the pace here. A tendency to putts short more than anything. Needs to giddy up. Keep stretching, keep stretching. Yeah, that's well done as well. Face wide open, hands lowered, knees a bit more flexed, trying to send this one to the moon. Just didn't carry far enough, missed the slope, and that's going to meander onto the wrong tier. To generate any sort of positive momentum this second to last group. So a tricky one here for the leader. She's got a steep shoulder to contend with halfway between herself and the hole. It's going to kick it right. Second part of this putt going to be working downhill. There's that shoulder. There's the downhill section. Really good pace on all 3 putts in this final group. Now Lee 2 on the 14th. Beautiful approach. Get herself back to even par. Oh, good birdie there for Cheon. So, up at the 18th to mop up for her par. That's a hugely frustrating way to finish for G. Young. Poor tee shot, poor pitch. I guess for par. That is going to be for bogey.
Okay, good.
Park Ji Young. That one goes. Not a single player in the second to last group is going to be under par for this championship. Back to 12 and a par putt for the leader. Just slides a little off the left. And push that like a short, quick stroke. Kim Min Sun 7 is going to give a shot back here at this par 4. Gives a little light to anyone else. Try to come in. Another par putt. That's going to be a fourth bogey in a row for Choi. Goodness, she wants to get off that bogey train, but it's going full steam ahead. Brush this one in for her 5. Not two playing partners, but for their par. Still a bit of break in this. Bogey putt now for Park Ji-young. Doesn't need to start this outside the hole, just needs to keep a square club face with good acceleration. Okay. Straightforward. Straight back, straight through, straight in. KCF for Angshin Silt to complete an excellent 2-putt. By virtue of that drop shot from Kim Min Sun 7. Aerial view there of the next port of call for the final 3-ball. Par 3, 13th pin all the way in the back today. You can see at the bottom of your screen, general tilt of this green is going to be from right to left. If you go a little long into this green, probably better than fanning one out short right. Park Ji-young can tell you all about that. Expect to see 5-6 irons here from the players, or a rescue club if you're Jung Yoon-ji. Utilizing that right side of the tee box, so perhaps that's telegraphing what she's thinking. Try to hit some kind of little cut, hold it into that slope. Hold it into that slope and then just have it take the contours towards that back section. Rotated nicely through that, held the face open while swinging left, and it's almost pitched that in the jar. That is a good leave. It's a decent leave, let's say. Shin Silk doesn't need a rescue. This would be a 6-iron or just a sawed-off 5. Right, ENG using that right corner of the teeing ground. Seen a lot of backing off this week. Uncertainty creeping into the players' minds around Kingsdale. Right side of the slope. Needs to move left. Oh, just on the wrong side of it. It's okay, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Even though it's worming its way further and further from the flagstick. High the club as well for Kim Min-sun 7. So it'd have to be a pretty soft one. We saw Chung Yun-ji pitch it hole high. Didn't look like a soft one, went after it pretty hard. So coming in much higher than Jung's, and that, unlike Shin Seal's, carries the slope. That's the perfect shot to hit. It'll work its way down. Beautifully controlled there from Kim Min-sun 7. That's what we see, the most important shot in golf, always the next one. Back on the 12th, far from the mine of your tournament leader. She looks for a second KLPGA Tour victory. Her first title as an amateur back in 2022 doesn't count officially on her resume, but she knows what it's like. She knows what it takes to close out a golf tournament with some of the best in the Korean women's game in hot pursuit. To the 14th. Park Ji-young just going with that 3-wood, as she did in the first 2 rounds. Even par now is Park. Plenty of movement on the top page of the leaderboard, but it's still Min-sun 7 up by 3. not a shot she needs to play with her most lofted club here. Jung Yun-ji can play an old school sort of chip and run from the back of this green. Nasty forward kick, put some topspin on it, landed that in the fringe. Touch unlucky for Jung Yun-ji. That was a better shot than the result. What I do is land out the fringe, have it rolling like a putt as quick as possible. Missed a landing spot by maybe an inch or two as we go up to the struggling Choi Ka-bin, looking to stop the bleeding here on 14. It's a 9-iron in, having hit 3-wood off the tee. So saw how slow this putt can be from Ji Young's earlier on. Move off the right, just going to give it enough oomph to get up that initial rise. It's never high enough though for Bang Shin-sil. Not her best effort. Also went with 3-wood off the tee. Expect this one inside of 12 feet more often than not with her wedge game ability. Should be disappointed with that. Just didn't fly it far enough. Sun 7. That sort of range of putt where you feel like you've got a bit of a freebie. Give this a decent roll. This way there, started it right, it was going to move right. But it's a ho-hum par. It keeps Kim Min Sun 7 firmly locked 3 clear of the chasing pack. Went with driver off the tee, and why wouldn't you? Having the day that she's having. As a result, not much in left for her second. And that's a little bit better. Thanks to recover some of the shots she's dropped ready today, but the damage already done for her title bid, you feel? For her par. But you've got to keep your pace up. You're going to lose it left very early. She's been pretty efficient at bogey avoidance so far this week, tight with Bang Shin-sil. Just a little left there. For her, tidies up well as we go up to Choi Ka-bin at the 14th. Needs to keep turning, needs to keep turning. Not going to drop, but I suppose you could say small consolation. Stops that awful run of bogeys with the par at this par 4. We'll go to the 16th hole. Kim Jae-hee got an up and down at the 15th from the front trap for her par. This now a birdie putt and finding its mark. Well done, Kim Jae-hee. Nice birdie there for the 22-year-old. It's been a rather adventurous day for her. best wedge, but at least she's left underneath the hole with a putt that she can attack coming uphill. Bit of right to left movement in this one. Hasn't hit it. She has not hit it. That is a woeful putt from Park. Decided going with 3-wood as the best play on 14. She hasn't played this hole particularly well. She's won over this hole for the week thus far. It's not a particularly good tee shot. Just turn that into the left rough. Down on the green, Kim Min Byul. Left to right, birdie putt. No, never started that on line. Shake of the head, slump of the shoulders. It's just been that sort of day for Kim Min Byul. Back up on the tee, also going with 3-wood is your championship leader. Just keeps that on the left edge of the fairway. WG parring her way around this back line, back up till that drop shot at 13. So she is also going to go with the 3-wood. And a model of 3-wood as well that looked like a G425. Players moving to the G440s already. Clearly, the old gamer still works pretty good for one charity Ladies Open champion of 2022. To putt here for Lee Dong-eun on the last 3 over par for the championship, but it is for eagle. Excellent effort there from Dong-eun. Tier 15 and Jaravi Bunchan. Oh, beautifully done there from Jaravi Bunchan. Nice birdie there on the 15th. Bit of a difficult day for her, but she's battling along very nicely indeed.
빨리 와주세요.
7. He's going to be first to play here. Breeze looks like it's pretty much straight off the right, but from that green camera angle earlier, it just shows you how little room she's got to work with. That pin cut about 5 paces from the left edge of the green. So anything, just err on the side of caution. Throw this out a little bit further past the flag as the breeze looks like it's calmed down. That flag stick up ahead on the green, hanging pretty limp right now. And so trying to cut one in there. Yeah, it goes a little deep, but completely understandable. Sensible miss there. Don't want to get too cute, come up short, and then you've got some problems. Idongen on 18 for a closing birdie. All right, good 2-putt, 4 on the last for Idongen. 1 over 73. Shinsil far enough back where she can get a lot of spin on it, and she tried. Okay, not too bad there for Bao. Not exactly in real birdie range. Front of the green with the breeze at her back. Much better swing, certainly a much better result, although it's always going to be hard to hold the front section of that firm green coming downwind. Has come off Choi Kabin after that par at 14. 4 over par really on this back nine. She's just chipping this, which is only, what, 6 feet in the fringe? A pretty big swing at it as well. That was a very curious decision. I mean, I would think the percentage play is putting it, but if you're going to chip it, hit the little bump and run. What was she doing? Trying to hit some kind of mini flop there. Bizarre. On 7, now facing this downhill, slightly downhill birdie putt. It's been pretty flat with the 6 feet around the hole, though. It's just not hitting it close enough where she can have putts where she can be aggressive and have a run at. She's got to be wary of this one slipping away from her. She's a little heavy-handed.
심한 건 아니야. 공사가.
Shinsil, birdie chance. An outside one, but it looked to just cut into that lead a little. That started right. It was never going to move left, Bang. Goodness me, we're struggling to read the greens here. We've already been at Kingsdale 3 days. Very, very lackluster effort on this and the previous green for Bang Shin-sil, who just looks a little bamboozled right now. Back to the 15th, and Park Ji-young up and over the hump. Beg your pardon, Kim Min-byul. Park Ji-young jumping in for a quick look. Up and over that hump, then gathers pace down towards the hole. Oh, this looks good. This looks very good for Kim Min-byul, who just can't catch a break. Fabulous putt. Thought that was going to do it. It's not your day. It's just really not your day, is it? Anyone who's played this frustrating game enough will tell you just that. Jung Yun-ji for par. It's the sort of putts you want for birdie on 14, not to avoid dropping shots. Okay, tidies up that mess nicely, Jung Yun-ji. Shin-sil, another one of these little character builders. Left for par. Okay, no mistakes there for Bang. Just holding steady. No one really, exception of Idong. Im Jin-young, excuse me. Exception of her. No one's really lighting up the golf course this Saturday afternoon. Park Ji-young gets up left early. How short. There's posed some problems for the ladies this afternoon. Sun 7 kicks off another hole with a par. Preserves that advantage. Choi Min-kyung. Excellent tee shot to keep it in the front section. And she'll leave it short in the jaws. Weight on the tee box because Park Ji-young still has a tester for her part. Just a putt that she has to start barely outside left lip. Don't think you can take the break out to hit it left half and force it in, not when you're coming gently downhill like Park is here, the 15th. Just a hair outside the left, maybe half an inch. Try and drip this one down. Tumble it in over the front lip. Let's try and play this with pace. Easy to have a Similar length putt coming back, if not longer. Okay. Confidently hold for Park Ji-young. Avoids a 3-putt. It's a level par. Drops adrift. Kim Min-sun 7. So, entry on it. It's just a yardage where I think she's stuck in between clubs. 9-iron, probably too much if she gets it stopped. Wedge, maybe not enough to clear that front bunker. So she's going to have to manufacture something that takes some yardage off. Still want that spin, so I don't think feathering it's the play. I think she's just got to try to hit some kind of high cut 9. That feels like a lot of club for Bang Chin-sil. Pitched in the middle portion of the green. She does have some bizarre club selections at times. Chin-sil. That's 7. That's more like it. I think that's the right club for her. It should be pretty much stock. And about 135 meters. Bit of help downhill, downwind. Look like a quick swing. She looks concerned. Ooh, hang up there. Oh, another. Tee shot that goes unpunished for Kim. Let's not use up all the good fortune today. Still got a whole 18-hole round tomorrow. Has to go to Chung Yin-ji. She should be hitting 8-iron. A club shorter than her playing partners. Section, beautifully controlled tee shot there from Chung Yin-ji. To 16, June 3 wood. Driver maybe, but just be a reflection on lack of confidence with the full swing that she's experiencing today. Much freer pass at the ball, and it's another fairway found for Park Ji-young. As we creep into the later stages of Saturday action, it's still Min-sun who leads by 3. heart in mouth off the tee for Kim Min Sun 7, but ball remains on dry land, and it's not a tough up and down here. Sprinklers in the way, not going to be an issue when she's chipping this. That one. Rush of blood to the head, little ham-handed there from Kim. Got Park Hyun Kyung at 17. Battled back to get back to 1 over par. Second shot needs to sit. There's always going to be a tall order. Trying to get that one to hold from that hanging light. So his putting hasn't been great. Line reading has been pretty awful over the last couple of holes. She can rectify it here at the 15. So for Kim Min Bills, he moves left off that ridge, works downhill. That's more like it. Really good touch there from Bunk. Took a 3-putt for bogey. Par 5 ninth, and it's just been a string of pars since we hit the backside for last week's champion. Jumping a chance to just reinsert herself into the conversation. Lovely tee shot. Birdie to get her back to 4 under par. Ooh. Looked like a good roll, but I just kept rolling and rolling straight through the break. Park Ji-young downhill line to this uphill green at the 16th. So it's got to be on point here. Contact's got to be good. Seem to be solid. And coming downwind, just so hard to hold it, especially when you're coming off that slight downslope. Most players find themselves in the fairway. So much better long than short to that pin. Pressure putt now for Kim Min Sun 7, even with that comfortable lead. Rock solid. Will do her confidence a world of good. Stays ahead by 3 with that nice par save. Hyun Kyung just got to land this past the fringe. It'll pitch on a downslope and then speed away towards the hole. Here you go. Touch. Take some skill to really carry a ball about 3 yards in front of you and just trust that contours of the green will do the rest of the work. Back to 15 and Jung Yun Ji for her par. After that nice birdie on the 16th, it's her second shot to 18, and it's gonna just stick on the fringe, but that's pretty good. Probably a chip for eagle. Definitely a little more room down the right on this 16th tee shot. Unfortunately, it's also where the cart path is, so the spectators, maybe a couple of them a little oblivious, just strolling up the right-hand side and putting Bangshin Sil off. And with 3-wood, I think that's a good club for Bang. No need to hit driver here. Said in her pre-tournament press conference that being disciplined off the tee, keeping the ball in play was going to be vital to her chances this week. And the strategy on the golf course reflecting those sentiments. Seven going with the driver. She has been swinging this club particularly well all week long. Just over 75% of her fairways hit around the slopey hills of Kingsdale.
Sure.
ENG, also with the big stick. So a little side spin for full shots. Windy conditions pretty easy for her. We saw the caddy give the signal right. We heard what sounded like a cart path, but that fairway camera operator perhaps having a little nap. Well, that's a ball. Being told that is Jung Yun Ji's. That's a long way up there. Must have pegged the path a couple of times. Fortuitous break there for Jung. Park Ji-young ahead on the green, pitching back into that slope and into the breeze. Last couple of feet downhill, didn't even make it to that spot. Another 8-footer or so for par remaining for Ji-young. A real grind out there for this penultimate group on day 3. Single player, that 3-ball under par, up to 18, and Hwang Jo-mi having a good solid day. She's level for the tournament, pitching up with her third on the 18th. Looks like she will, barring an absolute capitulation from a foot and a half, go into the final round at 1 under. Kim Min-byul, birdie look here. He's found his putts a little uncomfortable. They're uphill for most of the way, but you just know in the last couple of feet it'll start to work away from you. Good speed on that. Wasn't the easiest for Kim. She'll get out of here with a ho-hum 2-putt 4. He makeable this eagle chip from the front of the 18th. Scare the hole. Great touch, simple up and down. That'll be a nice way to close out the day for Kim after what was a pretty rough start. Good finish of the day for Kim Jae-hee. 3 birdies in the last 5 holes for around a 73. For her par. Just slides a little right, much like the one she held back at the 12th. No, not this time. Just looked like she hit that putt, sort of hoping it would go in rather than expecting it. Waved at the ball through impact. Hwang Jung-mi got a birdie of her own on the closing hole. Well done. Good up and down. Nice tidy round of golf for her. 71 leaves her in a share of 5th with 18 to play. Choi Ka-bin for her par at 16. Another bogey. It's been an absolute horror show since she made the turn. Moving back down to the fairway is a tournament leader. She looked pretty comfortable. Yeah, bothered really. Bogey of the back 9 for Choi Ka-bin. Now Park Ji-young also for bogey. It looks like she is going to be playing first into this 16th hole. Looks like she's on a fairly severe upslope as well. The general direction of the breeze has been straight down on 16, yet confirmed by that flapping flag up on the green. So this is going to be hoiked up pretty high in the air. Trajectory, but not a ton of spin on it. So the only way to get this close is to land this just past the front edge. But it's so important to make sure you don't get too carried away and too cute, leaving that front bunker. She's got wedge. Did the right thing, just made sure she got that past the flag. Shin Silk didn't get the weight through there. You see that back foot still planted. Okay, no harm, no foul there. The hit driver off the tee, ball bounced off the cart path a couple of times. Not that we saw it, we certainly heard it. there's really not much left in, although slightly above her feet. Also it looks like it's just nestled down a fraction. This can be a little awkward if it's not a full wedge in. You've got to slide that club under the ball, try and get it popped up in the air. And it's soft. Oh, too cute with it. Way too cute with it, and now that is unpleasant in that front bunker. Goes on up to 17, and Kim Min Byul, as the breeze starts to return to this exposed section of the golf course.
Shot. Okay.
Good solid tee shot there down the left-hand side of the fairway. Level par on this hole for the week. He hasn't made a par on the 17th. You take one this afternoon though. You can see that riveted face bunker that she finds herself in. Flat lie, high lip, downwind, not much green to work with. Good thump into the sand, try and get some check on this. That is pretty good from that situation. In. House can't come fast enough for her, and steps up on a hole that she's bogeyed both days thus far. Sunset pitching back into the breeze. Can be aggressive, will need to be aggressive with it. That first bit of this shot is going to be played into that upslope. Trying to crawl its way down. Gives herself that Park Ji-young putt. Third at the last. So then up and down back on 17. Unable to get that to grab. It's just going to go trickling along. So looking out a little further right than Kim Sun 7. There's a little more forward, trying to drive one in a little lower. Get some more release on it. Pretty good, but that also comes up a little shy. It's one of those nightmare fuel putts for a right-hander. Shorty one, downhill, and she'll have to start outside the left edge. Under a bit of pressure on the 16th as we go up to Park Ji-young's second into 17. This is a 7-iron. Drive one in low, pitch it on that front third, get it releasing. It took a wicked first bounce, but that's okay. Pretty good leave there for Park. G for what would be a great escape on 16 after a clumsy second shot. Ultimately pays the price. And the bogey on this backside for Jung Yun Ji. Big tee shot almost to the flat for Kim Min-byul on the 17th. She also has a little downslope to deal with. She's lost that high and left, has she? So from Park Ji-young, how much this putt moves to the right. See if Kim Min-sun can pick out the correct line here. Can't be bold with your pace because this moves downhill. Just got to feather it in off that left lip. Not in any hurry, is she? Taken it 5 hours to get to this point. Another dreadfully slow round of golf on the KLPGA Tour. They've got to start handing out slow play fines and penalties because really it's a killer of the golf game, of the game of golf these days. Nobody wants to be spending 5-6 hours out trudging around a difficult golf course. Got better things to do with your time. That was a very well-holed putt for Kim Min-sun. 7, read the line, matched it up with the pace beautifully. She emerges unscathed once again. Now, Choi Ka-bin. Second to the 17th. She's going to take something off this follow-through, try and saw it in low. Now tries the opposite. Tries to fight the slope and launch this one up in the air. Lovely line and a lovely shot. Sill. Saving putt now. Okay. Rolls that one in with confidence as well. Good to see there for Bang Shin-sil. Run of pars continues. Now Hin Kyung on the home hole. Herself back to even par with 1 round to play. Oh, well done. Deserved more with that pitch shot, but rolls in the putt nicely for an even par 72. 69, 72 through 3 days for Park Hyun Kyung. It's Kim's son Stefan continuing to stay in control of this championship. Probably a reflection of all of us right now. How slow it's been this afternoon. Still, got to keep the focus here. 2 holes to go, especially that par 5 18. Still opportunities to perhaps pick up a shot going into tomorrow. So does Shinsil go with driver or 3-wood here? I reckon 3-wood should be the club, but that looks like a driver. So she's trying to push it all the way down to the edge of the fairway. So for a much shorter second shot in, and hopefully off a much flatter lie as well. Gotta be committed to your start line. Simply lovely. That's going to get a little extra run as well. It's on 7. So with the driver.
공 없다, 공 없어.
Also, like Shinsil, finding the fairway. So the breeze helping and coming off the right. Since they started their round, and they're just making their way off the 17th tee. Now, down to the green, Kim Min Byul. Down the downslope, gets a bit of check. And this beautiful touch there for Kim Min Byul. She is a quality golfer. She's just having a bit of a struggle this afternoon. No birdies in the card, a double and a couple of bogeys. She's come runner-up in a major before. It was a playoff loss at the Korean Women's Open a few years ago, and Ada Som was also involved. She won the crown that year. Rainbow Hills. Cock of the wrist, little hinge and hold, chip and run for Park Ji-young on its way at 17. Masterfully played there. A lady who's now a 10-time winner on tour. He's been a picture of consistency over the last few seasons, Park Ji-young. That's a lot of cash as well. Over almost 3 billion won in the last 36 months. Future of Korean golf is bright with those two leading a wave of youngsters in the KLPGA Tour, Kim Min-sun 7 and Bang Shin-sil striding down the 17th fairway as we go up to the green with Choi Ka-bin's third. We'll putt this one from the back left fringe. Lovely pace on that. Good speed for Choi. Got that hybrid from the left rough. Such a small window where she can land this, still hold the green. That's not it. It's going to go racing through the back. It's a little unfair, that 17th hole, I have to say. Especially for these ladies. Most of them are going to have those downhill lies coming to that very slopey raised green. Just the trajectory that you'd be hitting your approach shots. It's almost impossible to stop it on the dance floor. Sun. Hoik this one up in the air with a 6-iron from 141. That one was coming out of the clouds and still releases on a good 12-15 feet. And counting. Good shot though. Couldn't ask for much more than that. So closer than that, looking out to the right, so she's trying to hit some kind of high slinger in there. She's got one club less. Should work off that side slope. Yeah, the speed. Clever shot there from Bang Shin-sil. Well played.
난 복싱은 저 언덕에 맞고 내려가.
Jadavi Bunchan. After a difficult start to her day, a double on the opening hole. Want to stick front portion of 18, so Bunchan will have a birdie look from about 25 feet on the home hole. Her day at 1 over par, just 7 players under par, and it's Kim Min-sun 7 who leads by 3. Looks like Julian G's electing to chip this one on the 17th. Don't mind this play, just got to ensure a good solid strike. Everything tumbles away from that back edge. Again, just a little unlucky. Looked like she caught the edge of the fringe and just shot that ball on forward with a little more momentum than she wanted. Charlie Bunchan on the home hole. For a birdie in around a 74, not bad considering the fact she started her day with a double. It's not going to get there, is it? Oh, it's going to try. Lovely effort for Bunchan. So, tournaments so far in the year. That's the cut in the last 3 weeks, but it's made a 75 on Saturday. Still in good spirits. A solid event this week at Kingsdale. We'll have a chance to improve upon that 2-over tally tomorrow as we go back to the lady who tops the pile right now, Kim Min-sun 7, with this left to right sliding putt for birdie on the 17th. The putts are starting to be left short. Maybe a sign of nerves, maybe a combination of that and the greens just slowing up a little bit later on in the evening. Has had a bit of a rotten day at the office like so many others this Saturday, but at least a chance to end on a positive note. Nice birdie there for Sun Yujin. It's 77. That leaves her just inside the top 30. Clever shot played from Bang Shin Sil. Can she convert the putt? This is a birdie opportunity on the penultimate green. Give that a try. That's good to see though. Just being a little aggressive, backing yourself to make the ones coming back. Very much a different Bang Shin Sil we've seen over the last couple of weeks. It was a few moments ago now. Chung Yun-ji to avoid another bogey. Good save there. A gimme. Kim Min-sun 7. She's held some good putts today. And that's another. Well, at times she's been tested, but she has had every answer to any question thrown at her so far on Saturday. Maintains that 3-shot lead as up to the last we go with Kim Min-byul's second. Pressed into that one nicely. Comes up a little shy, but no problems at all there for Kim Min-byul. Further back to the playing partners off the tee, perhaps suggesting that didn't quite catch it out of the middle of that tee shot. Choi Kar-bin looks like just a hybrid club in left for Choi, so she's well up the fairway at this 472 meter par 5. Andy, after 2 shots, breeze gets down to whip. Stick bending up by the green. Everything she had at that one. G Young also with hybrid, like Joe Cabin, on the front edge of the green in 2. Downwind par 5, she can open up the shoulders and give that one a big old spank and deep on the left hand side, the right hand side, excuse me. Here, it's 7. 4 straight round under the par. Third straight round under the par. Playing in the field to do that. Check the makeup. Doing some interviews later on. Son. Last to go, Jung Yun-ji. To win the day with a birdie. Hasn't been in this position at all so far this season. A little ring rust as she tries to find her form going into the first major of the year next week at Lakewood. Green in Bell's 3rd. Birdie-less in her exploits today. Give herself a look from around 12 feet. Round of golf presents a learning opportunity. Just hope you can find the positives and mentally reset for final push here at Kingsdale, Sunday's final round. Just 7 players under par at this stage of the championship. Still has been a brutal test for these ladies. If the trend continues, Park Ji-young's going to be an even par going into the final 18. This is her 3rd at the par 5. Look like the sweetest of strikes. Bouncing in the ball a little. But shot. fringe, have it tumble on like Park Ji-young, so lay the club face open on a lob wedge. Try a little bit further on at the green with some spin. Those practice swings tell me she's going to try and do just that. Slightly higher risk shot. You have to be so precise with your low point control. It's the one that she fancies. You can see her looking up. She's trying to visualize a window, trajectory window that this ball is going to have to go through. Played that to perfection. Beautiful shot. Made that look easy. I promise you it wasn't. At least that was horrible back nine. Should end with a birdie for Choi Ka-bin. Hit on the green. And that pretty much sums up her day. Never really threatened the hole. That one always looked a little low and a little too pacey. It's been a long day for everyone at Kingsdale. Sound sleepers tonight. Can almost promise you that. Park Ji-young for a third birdie of the week on this par 5. Tentative, trying to wiggle it down there. Just knew, did not hit that with any sort of conviction. So a rough day for Park. Past 74, still inside the top 10 though. Keep your focus here, Min-Bill. Shot. Every stroke comes towards something at the end of the season. Just inside right edge. Keep that putter face square and accelerating. Okay. That scorecard tells a pretty tragic tale. 78 today for Rookie of the Year on tour. Choi Ka-bin. Hopefully the final stroke in her day. Trying to slip away, but catches the left edge and tumbles in. And with that birdie, to back 9 of 40 for a 77 for Choi. Slipping down the leaderboard on moving day. Choi and Kim. So 3 players left on the golf course. Sun 7, Bang Shin-sil. Jung Yoon-ji to hit their seconds up to this 18th hole, and it's going to be a tournament leader first to go. The hybrid club. Good swing there. way down. Just ventures into the first cut of rough, but it's a pretty simple looking pitch. So it's going to be an iron here, but an iron in. So the other par 5 of this back nine, the 11th, was pin high, just off the green with her second and didn't make birdie. It's been a run of pars on this back nine for Shinsil. Have to end that birdie on the last. What's high and turning? Is the wind going to hold it up? Not quite. Just a bit of a toe strike there from Bang Shinsil. She's given that a good little prod out there. She's got the shortest second shot in from 192. Also going with hybrid like Kim Min Sun. Sent out a little bit further right than Shinsil's. It's okay. Just through the back of the green. Looks like it's going to be a pretty quick chip for G. Establish a 4-shot cushion, so she'd gain one on the advantage she had coming into the weekend with just 18 holes to play. Shinsil up and down here should get her into the final group. Once again, that'd be the second time in 3 weeks that she'd be in the final group on Sunday. The victory came from outside the final group. That was last week at the Next Sensate 9 Masters. Big shot. It's going to give her a chance to do just that. Blistering 65 or 66 earlier. Last 2 this lady. It's on 7. Straightforward little pitch here. Don't need to overly complicate this one. Slope will help, although she's coming out a bit rough. This gets on the green. It should release on downhill towards the cup. Well played. On the green. That is perfect. Let's see there. This one back in the styles with hands forward. Just trying to trap this and have it skip along. Pretty good touch there from G. Sun 7 heading into Sunday. Mentioned at the top of the show, knows what it takes to win on the KLPGA Tour. Did it as an amateur, so wasn't able to cash that check. That's 180 million Korean won for the winner, but the tournament sponsors, DUKSHINEPC, have announced that since this is the inaugural edition, they're going to double prize money for the winner. It's not going to count towards KLPGA Tour money list at the end of the season, but I'm sure extra 180 million won will not go unappreciated by the eventual champion. So the pole sitter right now. At 7. She got one final birdie in her. It's a long and mildly convoluted putting routine. Doesn't do wonders for her pace of play, but it has been effective. It has been deadly on these greens at Kingsdale this week. Chance to head into Sunday at 8 under par. This is a birdie putt for Kim, the last. Would you expect anything else? An efficient birdie on the closing hole, a third round in red figures. Kim Min Sun 7 leads by 4, chasing a second KLPGA Tour title and a first as a professional. Display of golf she has given us at Kingsdale so far this week. Even past 72. Put it down. Disappointing drop shots on 13 and 16, but birdie and 18 makes her feel a whole lot better. So, closing birdie off the road to round out a hat trick on this 18th. Number 71 for Bang Shin Sil. Into Sunday level with Jung Yun Ji. 5 shots adrift of Kim Min Sun 7, who has stamped her authority at the top of that leaderboard this weekend. Came into day 3 leading by 3, and she's extended it to 4 going into Sunday's shootout. Let's look back on some of the highlights from moving day here at Kingsdale. Starting with Bang Shin Sil, signaling her intent early. This was a birdie putt at the opening hole. The dream start for last week's winner. And at the second, Chen Min-ji was Sun 7's closest pursuer. Will also toss in a birdie early doors, so there was pressure early for Kim. While all that was going on, this was up at the 18th hole. Stunning second shot in here, and an eagle to get her back to even par for the tournament. Closest pursuit was piling on some pressure. Kim Min Sun 7 would respond here with a birdie at the 4th. To the start of the back nine, Im Jin Young was making all kinds of great moves. There's a birdie putt to start her back nine, 4th of the day to that point. From the 11th, 54 meters. Stick one in close to add a 5th birdie of moving day. That was happening. The final route were trading more birdies. Bang Shin Sil struck here on 7. Closing the gap to 3. Then on 9, Shin Sil and Jung Yun Ji failing to make birdies. In Sun 7, put her foot on the gas pedal again. Down to 2 with a drop shot at 8, back up to 3. And that birdie at 9, and then Bang Shin Sil inside in 2. Poor pitch, poor first putt, even worse second putt, so a 3 putt dropped her back down to 2 under par. And then Kim Min Sun 7, really the second shot was the star of the show on 11 from that right rough, couldn't see the target. Played a wonderful hybrid to this point. And a putt that you have to say got a little lucky because it was motoring, caught the middle of the flagstick square on. Kept it from rolling a good 10 feet by, would go on to convert the putt for birdie. And at the 12th, I suppose the game of golf, luck in the game of golf, balanced itself out, because that was a 3 putt for bogey, dropping her back to 7 under par. And at the 18th, she would finish in style. 2 good shots up to the front right portion of the green. Tidily played pitch shot up to here. This birdie putt. 2 under par, round of 70. Leaves her 4 shots clear of the chasing pack. 18 holes to play. And Bang Shin Sil, and also popping birdies. Uji, round of 72, and Shin Sil a round of 71. That rounds out your top 4. And you have to say it's probably a 4-horse race with 18 to play. Shin Sil, Jung Yun Ji, Im Jin Young, all trying to catch Kim Min Sun 7. With 18 to go, looking forward to your company for what should be a captivating final round here at Kingsdale. Goodbye for now, and we'll see you tomorrow on the KLPGA Tour.